Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. It is Wednesday, February 20th, 2019. If you're watching this on replay on YouTube, every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we are live on YouTube right here answering your core card related questions. So make sure to join us every Wednesday. If you have a question you want to throw out here, you want to talk about anything related to cord cutting, or you just want to chat, come join us. We'll love to have you here. But I'm going to quickly share this as everybody starts rolling in. There is a lot to cover this week. Lots of news. Just today, Fubo TV added Viacom channels. PlayStation View added comment. And Spectrum, amongst other things, announced that they are going to be rolling out a $14.99 a month plan, which is very, very similar to Philo, with a ton of content, but very light on news, very light on sports. So we'll chat about all that. And hey, maybe this just excites me. I'll be out there. I'll be front about that. But my desk comes tomorrow. After delays and delays and delays, my desk will be here tomorrow. So we can set it all up. We can get this all arranged properly. We get the lighting permanently up. We get the camera where I want it. And the really cool thing is we'll have, with the new setup, I'll have the ability to attach a iPad. I've never owned an iPad before, but I picked this up for a variety of reasons, all work related. I needed to set two-factor authentication and some other stuff, but I'll now be able to mount this right up here, just off camera, so that I'll be able to look up here and read chat as I talk to you. No longer looking down and then looking up to talk, then look down to read and up to talk. I'll be able to have this right up here. So that's just one of the things that I'm very excited about. Getting the desk, we'll get the sound stuff installed around the desk, and we'll have a much better experience overall. So hang in here with me as we finish out these final few details to go live with everything. Willie, good to have you here. Thank you again for being a supporter of the channel. Christopher, Sean, Robert, Shannon, so many other people out there. Thank you. Ben, Chris, Corey, Richard, Howard, Teresa, NYC, good to see you here. I do use an external mic. You probably heard static maybe because I had the iPad and stuff right next to it. Is the stat good? Sharon, good to have you here. So glad you are here. Is MLB going to allow in-market streaming? Well, they say they intend to offer in-market streaming, but as of today, there's been nothing. They were negotiating that ability. It just has not come to reality yet. So if there is any news on in-market streaming, I'll make sure to let you know as quickly as I can. But as of today, sadly, no in-market streaming for PlayStation View. So no 9.0 for your Roku TV. Richard, what brand Roku TV are you using? When am I going to update the mic? Is the mic sounding good? Everybody, how's the mic sound? Let me know. Probably someday I'll update the microphone. Did you see that NBA TV is now on NBA League Pass? I missed that. Let me make a quick note of that, and I'll look into that and make sure there's an update. Sounds fine. Good. All right. That's good to hear. Pass. All right. I will just made a note of that, and I'll follow up on the NBA TV. How come 8K TVs are coming out when movies are only be recorded and edited at 2K? That's not fully true anymore. Movies nowadays are being filmed in 4K, and even some are being filmed in much higher resolutions. I think there was some film being recorded in 16K, I believe I read. So typically they're recorded at higher resolutions and downgraded. It has been. If you ever remember in the 90s, some of these 90s TV shows like Babylon 5, if you remember Babylon 5, it was actually shot in the widescreen format. Not in HD, but in the widescreen. They knew that's where it was going, recorded there. Unfortunately, the CG was still in the 4x6, whatever setup. So often they will go and develop it farther out than it really is being made for. Got a TCL 6 Series 55-inch running 8.2.2. Oh, that's interesting. I got a TLC 6 Series also running the 9. So it's very interesting you're on 8.01. Howard, think it just started last week. Nice. Thanks for the tip there. I'll definitely look into that. Clint says, I just cut Dish Network. What is your recommendations on a good streaming package? Trying Philo now. I think they're all great. I really do. It really depends on what you want. Does Philo have what you want? If so, great. Run with it. If Philo doesn't have what you want, what I would recommend you do is try out all the services in the chat, whichever way it is for where you're looking. Check it out. See if that I posted a link to a story that has all the services side by side. They pretty much all offer free trials. I would recommend you go out there and you try all of them. See which one works for you and run with it. Which Roku TVs have Ethernet? I think all the mid-range and higher Roku TVs have them. Most of them do. Does the Ethernet adapter work good for the Fire Stick? Some people say it will slow down speed. I have not experienced that in my testing. I think the Ethernet adapter works just fine. Is it okay to buy a 720p TV? Yeah, I mean, especially if all you want is a junk TV for the living room, I think that, or for the kids' room, or for the den or something. Yeah, that's not a bad deal. We get good content for it. Angela, if I didn't see your comment or your question, re-ask it. There is, in the first couple minutes, 130 people here. We're averaging over 14 messages a minute as I'm answering one question. Sometimes questions fly by me. So for everybody, if I didn't answer your question, just re-ask it, and we'll do our best to answer them as many as we can. Can't promise I'm going to get to everybody because often there's hundreds of people here, and it's impossible to answer every question. Hello, Doug. Yahoo Sports. Yes, Yahoo teamed up with NBC. Was announced today. Details over at cordcuttersnews.com. Cordcuttersnews.com. I have a full detail there, but some NBC live sporting events that air on NBC will soon be available on Yahoo Sports app. They'll also be bringing a bunch of clips and highlights and all kinds of content from their regional sports networks, the Golf Channel, and more over to the Yahoo Sports app, which includes support for some streaming players. Fubo did add Viacom. Pretty much all of them. The big ones were added to, I think the big 9 or 6 or whatever it is, were added to the place to the core package. Some of the smaller, lesser known channels were added to their higher end package. Look, I have a 2-year-old Sharp Roku still running the 8.0 update. Why is my Roku TV not being updated? I just can't answer why some TVs are getting updates and others. They do say they intend to roll it out to all Roku TVs. What's my opinion of the Galaxy S10? I haven't been able to play with it, but I've been very happy with a lot of Samsung products. I did switch to the Pixel though, and I like the Pixel better because it doesn't come with all that bloatware. Though I do say Samsung did something great. They've had that Bixby voice assistant, which is like their competitor Siri and their competitor Google Assistant. They went and they took that button and now allow you to do whatever you want with it. So that's a great feature there. What's the best VoIP? I use the Uma. I hear a lot of people like Magic Jack and the others, but in our office is actually running off an Uma business setup. Highly recommend it. Goose, when you say free live TV, I'm assuming you're talking about one of the many legal free services like Tubi or Locast, etc. Let me know. Yes, the Locast app is now on the Fire Stick. We broke that news first over at CoreCarsNews.com. First site to break that news. And a lot of competitors after that. Luke, have you heard anything about Fox Nation on Roku? They say it's coming. Why it's not, I do not know. Howard says NFL Game Pass has the NFL Network. I wonder if that means MLB and NHL will do the same thing in the future. Probably. Corey, the OB200 is a great option too. It does miss some of the features of an UMA. I think for the very small cost of an UMA, it's great. If you're looking for 100% free, the OB, I guess 200 is a great option. And I have a review of the OB200 on my channel. Click on our YouTube channel, search for the videos. It'll be right there. Jason says, my DirecTV Now DVR quit recording over the weekend. I chatted with some online and it later started working again. Yeah, I've heard some issues about DirecTV Now having that issue where it just randomly stops working. Hopefully they get that fixed soon. Is ATS 3.0 coming to Tableau? I was assuming someday in the future. At the moment, Tableau DVRs are not compatible with the 3.0 standard. Yep, Robert, Comet TV is on Sling TV. Full details over at corecarsnews.com, but it's in all their packages. Would you recommend IPTV? Is it even legal? Most of the services that advertise themselves as IPTV are not legal in the United States. Usually IPTV has become almost a code word for piracy. So keep that in mind. Sadly, it's the reality that it's just not. So if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Now, there are a lot of legitimately legal live TV streaming services that you can subscribe to legally. Did TCL say that their new TVs... Did TCL say their new TVs will be 3.0 ready for 2019? No TV manufacturers in the United States have announced 3.0 support there. Will our at-home, devices like a Roku and our smart devices work with 5G? Now, 5G is a new internet system. Now, in your home, you'll get a modem like a phone. It'll connect to the 5G network and create a Wi-Fi network. So your current devices will just go and take that 5G network, the modem will turn it into a Wi-Fi network that all your current devices can work for. So yes, your current devices will be 5G ready through that modem that you get from Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile, wherever you get it from. Microsoft and others have announced that they're going to be releasing laptops with 5G built in. So you open up your laptop, sign into your Verizon, sign in your Dish, sign in your Spectrum, whatever 5G network you have, and there you go. Now you have 5G on your device without needing a modem, which is great because if I'm at home, I have internet. If I'm at work, I have internet. If I'm wherever I am, I have internet. So it is a really cool way we're moving, but it's not there yet. Luke, are you having any trouble with the Locast app? I live in Denver and I have no problems with the Roku app. I have heard a few people say they're unable to get past that donation screen on the Fire TV. And we'll be reaching out to them. Luke, any more news on T-Mobile TV? Well, there's rumors that T-Mobile is basically going to walk away from the cord-cutting version of T-Mobile TV. They're going to just rebrand the service that they bought and call that T-Mobile TV, and there won't be necessarily the cord-cutting skinny bottle streaming version. Now, that hasn't been confirmed, but it has been rumored. T-Mobile has really backed off on the T-Mobile TV talk recently, and they're now looking at basically promoting 5G. The main thing we're hearing about T-Mobile TV right now is that they're struggling to get deals in place. So we'll have to wait and see how that works out. Ben, Luke, Samsung TVs do not offer apps like TuneIn, Radio Slacker, Radio.com. Why does Smart Hub from Samsung TV not offer a lot of apps? This goes back to why I typically recommend not getting a smart TV as your main streaming device. Now, some like the Roku TVs and the Fire TVs and others are pretty good about having large app support. Samsung, while has a decent app support, is still missing a lot of very common apps that Roku and other devices have. So you may just want to look at getting a cheap Roku and see if that works for you. But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of times once the company sells you the TV, they have very little reason to go and continue to develop it. Jason says Hulu Live and text support Facebook. I've seen a lot they have converted. Jason, I don't know if I understand that. Let me know. Can I get Epix without cable? Yes, Epix now has a standalone subscription service. If you go to Epix website, you can subscribe to it there. Dark Star Fox says, hey Luke, big fan. I don't have a question because you've pretty much completely educated me on all things cord cutting. Thank you. Love your channel, and I highly recommend you to everyone. Hey, Dark Star Fox, thank you. That's like the biggest compliment you can ever give me. Recommending me to your friends and family. It's like a vote of confidence, and I really appreciate it. Cord Cars News is a lot of work, and I really appreciate it. So thank you. And hey, everybody else, let your friends know. We do appreciate it. It really does help us as we race for that 100,000 subscriber mark. Luke, have you tried the Toshiba with Fire TV built in? I have not tried the Toshiba version. I have tried the Westinghouse version. They're nice TVs. I do think they're not quite up to the high standards I expect from Amazon products. It's a little cheap feeling TV when I've seen with it, played with it at CES. Yeah, so we'll see what we'll see what Amazon does this year. I'd love to see Amazon roll out a new line of Fire TVs that are slightly higher end. Lori says, thank you. I've tried the website, didn't see where to subscribe. Right here on our YouTube channel, right at the bottom, subscribe there, or just go to youtube.com/CoreCarsNews if you're watching this embedded somewhere. All right. Hey, since so many people came in, a couple of announcements. First of all, my desk is coming. So excited about that. I'll be here tomorrow. Been a month without a desk, working on a folding table here in my home office. One of the cool things about that is I got this cool iPad. Never owned an iPad before. Always more of an Android. Unfortunately, for some app things and some different stuff, I was required to get this. This have two-factor authentication. And I thought it would be a good idea to get this for the new Apple service that's probably going to be announced next month. But I got some stuff coming that will connect to the desk, and basically it will mount just behind the camera here, and the chat will be on this going forward. So soon, instead of, oops, sorry, that was loud probably. Instead of looking down to read chat and then looking up to talk to you, the chat will be right here. So I'll just talk to you and read the chat at the same time. No more down, up. So very excited about that. Big things coming. Desk, get the soundproofing in, all kinds of stuff. So keep checking back. We're finally making progress in getting this whole thing set up. Luke, do you see that Viacom channels are coming to more services since they just made a deal with Fubo? Yes, so I posted about that this morning over at CoreCarsNews.com. Full details. Viacom is finally becoming more CoreCar friendly. They're part of the new Spectrum $14.99 plan. You have to have Spectrum Internet to make it work. And they're going to be a part of Fubo TV here soon. Jason says, can you confirm this? I've in tech support Facebook page, I've heard reports that Hulu's live service converts DVR recordings to on demand as they become available. Yes. So you kind of one of those compromises. You're saving money, but you are going to end up with, if there's an on-demand version, the on-demand version will replace your DVR. So if you watch Family Guy, the next day when Family Guy appears on Hulu, the DVR recording will be replaced with the Family Guy recording. Luke, do you see Viacom coming to Hulu? Maybe someday, maybe not. Hulu is raising the price, maybe to make some more money to get Viacom channels on there. We'll have to wait and see. Will NFL Network come to YouTube TV? Maybe. We just unfortunately do not know. Just got comment. Now I can watch Babylon 5 on Sling TV. Good choice. Babylon 5, excellent show. But yes, it's in the blue and orange plans of Sling TV now. The only channels I'm missing now is the Weather Channel and the L-Ray. Yeah, so hopefully the Weather Channel comes. The Weather Channel is reportedly very expensive, so a lot of content companies have shied away from it. Any thoughts on Roku to get when it gets the DCP error detected? Sometimes a bad HDMI cable can do that. If you're continuously seeing it, go into Roku's help section. They have a whole page about that. But one of the things, if you have a splitter, some splitters cause that error too, where you have an HDMI going in one and then splitting off to multiple devices. That can cause it. Comet does have its own app, but now with Sling TV, you can DVR it if that's something you're looking for. Colin asked, Luke, that new Spectrum service will not have locals, right? Yes, you are correct. The Spectrum service will not have locals. And it won't have most news and most sports channels either. And it won't have Fox, it won't have NBC owned channels, etc. Dwight Flane, hey, thank you so much for being a supporter of the channel. We really appreciate your support of Core Cars News. He says, hi, Luke, long-time watcher, first-time poster. Hey, and thanks for being here. Again, we really do appreciate your support. History Channel on YouTube TV. Your guess is as good as mine. They haven't said anything, but it definitely could happen. Lori says, Luke, I like your show. Do you have an email to ask you a question? You can contact us by going over to CoreCarsNews.com. At the top of the site, it's a Contact Us button. CoreCarsNews.com, top of the site. contact us. You can send us an email there. If you have a general tech question, just about cord cutting in general, it can be kind of slow for us to get there. I do see all of them. So do some of the other people in the office. But if you go over to Facebook and you type in cord cutting tech support, there's a Facebook group with almost 50,000 people who are there to answer your cord cutting related questions. So I would post your question there if it's a general question. If it's one kind of more specific, send it over to cordcardsnews.com. We'll do our best to answer your cord cutting related questions. All right, so keep the questions coming. If I have not answered your question, please re-ask it and we'll do our best to answer. Luke, any news on Court TV's OTA launch date? Sometime in the spring is what we're hearing. When might DirecTV now roll out their streamings, or DirecTV roll out their streaming service? Yeah, we don't know, sometime this year. Michael says you are probably the best to handle a live test, as I assume you subscribe to all the services. Yeah, we pretty much have all the live TV streaming service. As you can see, we have a ton of streaming players and different devices out there. So yeah, so we have a wide range of different things, and we do our best to try to give you our honest opinion as best we can. Luke, will the new Spectrum service allow you to use Spectrum login authentication apps like Comedy Central? We don't know yet. Typically, Spectrum streaming services have not included that ability. Will the ID channel come to a standalone streaming service? We don't know. When it comes to all these questions, will this come to this service? Will this come to that service? Will this launch a standalone one? Unfortunately, sometimes your information is as good as mine, because often, like YouTube TV doesn't typically announce when they're adding stuff. Now, sometimes we hear things early. Sometimes there's a variety of ways we can find out about it before it happens. But this time, we really don't know much about it. So, unfortunately, it is what it is. Willie says, hi, Luke. Can you tell me about Hulu? Are you interested in the Hulu Live TV or the Hulu On Demand? Hulu On Demand is very similar to Netflix, has a lot of on-demand content, and since it's owned by places like Fox and ABC and other places, it gets a lot, but not all, but most of their programming the next day after it airs. Has a limited ad version and ad supported. For additional, soon $45 a month, you can get live TV on top of the on-demand version. Do I know anything about a good and affordable soundbar? I'll be honest, if you have a Roku TV, those Roku sound speakers are really good. Highly recommend them. Have you tried the Sony TV with Android TV built in? I have played around with them. It's Android TV, which means it does miss a few things, but overall, it's a very solid TV. Will everyone get Court TV? It will launch in some areas. They've said that they intend to roll out a streaming version, so hopefully that'll be free like the Comment app on Roku and Apple. We'll wait and see. NYC says, Luke, I read that Netflix canceled all their Marvel shows since they don't want to pay a licensing fee. Do you see them being revived on Hulu? Yes, Hulu's actually even kind of hinted slightly that they wouldn't mind that. There's probably some issues. They wouldn't. Hulu may not, even if they wanted to, may not be able to continue the Netflix version of the Marvel shows exactly as they were, because Netflix owns the rights to that. They own the property, but that particular story, that particular line, I'm not sure if they would be able to do that. So keep that in mind. Any app for international channels on the Fire TV? Well, you got Sling International, you got VidGo, and a variety of others. Check those two out. Sling TV for their international packages, and VidGo offers a nice international lineup. Luke, I have certain apps that are available on my phone but not compatible on my box. Why is that? Well, what box are you using, Teresa? Let me know. Are you using Android TV, Roku? Let me know. Hey, Luke, any word on whether other official Android TV devices will get Prime Video besides NVIDIA Shield? Not that I heard of at this time, but we are watching it. If it happens, we'll be sure to let you know right away. Howard says, I think the WWE Network is one of the best streaming networks with live pay-per-views out there. Yeah, the WWE Network is one of the first big ones to kind of do this. Not the very first, but one of the first. And it's had a history of having very high-quality streaming experience. So I'm very hopefully they continue to do that. Is Netflix 4K HDR true 4K HDR? Yeah, according to the standard, it does meet the definition of 4K HDR. When is Colin says, Luke, when is VidGo launching their English packages? Hopefully soon. Probably this year. They haven't said though. You have an Android box. Why? I'm not familiar with that particular Android box, but it's probably not an official version of Android, and that's why it doesn't have access to all the apps, because some apps only block them unless they're on an official Apple or Google Play one. All right. Yes, Netflix will, I believe, whatever that they have announced that they're going to do, but I guess there won't be any more seasons going forward. Luke, Amazon will usually release products in April. Any rumblings of an updated Fire TV Cube? I released a story yesterday with full details. I have a video here on YouTube talking about new Rokus, new Fire TVs, and new Apple TVs. Will they come out this year? We will almost certainly be getting a new Apple TV this year. There's even been rumors of it being a cheaper one. We'll definitely get new Rokus. Will they be in the spring? Sometimes Roku puts out devices in the spring. Sometimes they're in the fall. More often in the fall. We will definitely be getting bigger Roku TVs, the 75-inch TVs, the 8K Roku TVs. And we'll probably begin some type of Fire TV device. What? We don't know. In the last year, the entire Fire TV line has been updated. But as of today, it's not there at the moment. So, or it hasn't been announced at the moment. So we'll wait and see. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a updated Fire TV stick at the bottom end, but we just kind of got that because they just updated the current packaging to add the new remote. If they were going to roll out a brand new Fire TV stick, why update the packaging now with a new remote? Makes me wonder if they're going to do a summer or spring release, or they're going to wait until the fall to do that kind of stuff. Maybe this is just a patch to hold us over into the fall for a new updated line of Fire TVs. I don't know. What we'll say is the 4K stick from the Fire TV line is excellent. It's a very good device, more than powerful to handle everything happening right now. So if you want one, I wouldn't hesitate. It's on sale, $39.99 right now for the 4K stick. Don says I wasn't able to watch the live cast last week, so I'll ask this again. Any chances when you do your streaming service comparison grid, you could include the add-ons that put an asterisk next to it? We're looking at all kinds of ways to make that chart better, so stay tuned. What does he experience with antenna distribution amplifiers? I think mini antenna amplifiers are great. From majority of people, they will actually give you a better experience. Now, yeah, if you live within a few feet of the tower, if you live extremely close to the tower, it may over amplify the signal, but that's a very rare case. I think for the vast majority of people, it will be the best situation out there. Some people are saying that Disney can't use the properties that Netflix had rights to for 2 years after Disney cancels the deal. Yeah, I've heard some things about that, but I'm not sure if that's rumor or in contract. It's often when these things pop up and we just we hear the rumors, but then they're not reality. So hopefully it is the truth. We will know soon. All right, everybody. Hey, real quick, since we got so many people here, about halfway through the show, it's about 8:30 Eastern. I'm going to quickly play a 30-second ad. Hang in there with me because it helps me pay the bills and lets me keep my staff employed and my kid in her gymnastics classes. So, hey, hang in there as we play this one ad really quick. Have a good night, Teresa. We appreciate you having you here. So, all right. As soon as the ads end, we'll get right back into this. But don't forget, we have a app now over on iOS stores, Android, and on the Amazon Fire tablets. You can check that out. So it's buffering. It shouldn't be buffering anymore. Just lost video. Try it again. Everyone's saying it's buffering. Having some buffering. Good now. All right. Not sure what happened there. Something about clicking on the ad must have done that. All right. So am I back? Are we good now? It's kind of one of those tough things because you're about 30 seconds behind, or about 10, 15 seconds behind me. So no connection. Can you hear me? Yes, you can see me. Can people see me? All right. Is the connection good? All right. Unfortunately, I'm on Wi-Fi today. Like I said, the desk is out, so I ripped most of the office apart. So next week we'll be back on Ethernet, not on Wi-Fi. Last week we did Wi-Fi without issue, but yeah. So, all right. If you had a question and I didn't answer it, please re-ask it. I'll do my best to answer them. Hey, you watching Babylon 5 and me at the same time? Two great options there, Paul. I like your taste in shows. Babylon 5 is excellent. All right, again, if I missed you, re-ask the question. I'll do my best to answer them. For everybody who was gone, don't forget we have an app now. Link in the show notes. iOS, Android, and Fire TV. Hey, if you're new here, I see we have tons of new people, even though we just lost about 50 people. Sorry. Hit that subscribe button. We would really appreciate it. The outdoor channel in the comparison grid, I believe it's there. Let me take a look. I believe we have it. No, but didn't they change the name of the outdoor channel? I want to say that changed its name. Let me do a quick. No, it's still there. What live TV streaming service, people, help me out here. What live TV streaming services offer the outdoor channel? And then I'll make sure to update the grid guide. Any news on the DirecTV Now app for Fire tablets? No, I have not heard anything. They haven't even hinted at bringing that support. I'll be honest, sometimes I wonder if Apple or if AT&T is all that serious about DirecTV Now, because a lot of things they haven't been supporting, unfortunately. Yes, Fubo TV have it in the add-on. I will check that out and do my best to see if it is there. Stir has the outdoor channel. They do, but I don't know if it's the full outdoor channel or if it's just a selection of content from the outdoor channel. Do you think Google's going to make their own Android TV box? They haven't seemed all that interested. They are pairing up with JBL to release a soundbar that will also have the it built in. Sling TV has the outdoor channel. All right. Well, let me make a note of this. I don't know how we missed that, but I also the Tasteful or whatever it's called network. That's another one I noticed we got to add to that. So making a note right now, outdoor channel guide. All right, making a note, sending it out to the staff so that we can get that in there too. Yeah, I don't know how I missed that channel, but we'll make sure we get that added in the near future. All right. If you have a question, leave me a comment. I'll do my best to answer them, and we'll go from there. Any news on Netflix or Amazon carrying local channels? Don't hold your breath. Amazon reportedly tried to launch a live TV streaming service. They decided the money profit margins weren't there. It was basically not viable for them. Netflix has been pretty upfront that live TV services, whether it be local channels or cable networks, is not something at this time they want to get into. Could that change at any moment? Yeah, it definitely could change at any moment. All right. Yep. I appreciate everybody. So we got, I made notes about the outdoor channel. We'll definitely be updating that very soon. Luke, is there a difference between the Air TV white version and the black version? Yeah. So I got the white version up here. I got the black version box right here. The black version doesn't connect to your TV. It works all like a Tableau DVR. You connect your internet, your Wi-Fi to it. You connect your antenna to it, and it streams your antenna out to multiple devices. So your whole home can get access to it. The white version, which you see kind of the bottom part of it right about here, is the device that connects directly to your TV. It's an Android TV device. The Air TV streams out to apps, whether it be on your Roku, Fire TV, etc., or your phone or tablet. Keep that in mind. Willie says I should get a set of bleachers for a show. You think I should get an in-house audience for the show? Any shows or movies you would recommend on Netflix? I recommend the Komodo method. I'm Kimeski Sky method. I'm butchering that name. Netflix Last Chance U is pretty good if you haven't watched it. Even if you're not a football fan, I think the social information is very interesting, or social aspects of it. So check it out. Thomas says, what do you think of the Tiki Live streaming service? Well, Tiki Live is part of the Omniverse lawsuit. So Omniverse supplies Tiki Live content. Tiki Live is basically a reseller of Omniverse. And they are going out, and Omniverse, Tiki Live is not being sued, but Omniverse is being sued. That could eventually affect the future of Tiki Live. So we're kind of waiting and see what happens with that lawsuit with Omniverse. Omniverse is coming out and saying, hey, we have some type of contract that allows us to do what we're doing. Fox, Disney, HBO, AT&T, Paramount, and others have sued them saying, nope, you don't have rights to do what you're doing. We did not give you permission to sell and resell our content. So we'll have to wait and see what Tiki Live and HD Home Run Premium TV is also part of that, and SkyStream and quite a few others. I got DirecTV, but I always do. Ronald, I don't know if I understand your question. Re-ask. I'll try to do my best to answer it. Tony, I'm pretty sure YouTube TV is 6 devices. I believe it's up to 6 devices, but I think you are limited on accounts. You are limited still on the number of streams you can have at once. So you may have all these accounts, but I think it's only 3 streams at once. Somebody correct me on this. YouTube TV can only do 3 streams at once. So even if you have 6 accounts, you can only have 3 of them running at any given moment. Lacey, Laneas, I'll butcher your name, I apologize, says, I went to a flea market in Florida this weekend, and there was a guy there selling Fire TV sticks with all kinds of apps for $110. Are these legal? With all kinds, guaranteed to get movies. Yeah, so there's a lot of these things that pop up. I've even seen them in malls, little kiosks in malls, where, hey, pay us $300, $400. I've seen them as high as $500 and more sometimes. And it's like, hey, we'll give you like every movie and TV show and all this stuff for life. You buy this box, you buy this fully loaded Fire TV stick, don't pay anything in the rest of your life. As my grandma always said, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So always keep in mind, if it sounds too good to be true, it could be. I've had many people tell me, I bought this $400 box and now it doesn't work. It's a brick. Now the app's low, now the content works. And that's a real risk you face with this kind of stuff. And the dirty little secret, just between us, do not recommend you do this. You don't have to pay somebody to do that. He's just going online and downloading the free apps from the internet, putting them on there for you, and then tripling the cost of the device. So if you really want to pirate, you can always pirate yourself, but I wouldn't recommend it. Hey Luke, do you think the Air TV will work with Philo's local OTA networks into their channel guides? At this time, the Air TV does not support Philo's integration into it. All right. Hey, lots of new people. Thanks everybody who came back from our little buffering incident a little while ago. Apologize about that. Again, new desk comes tomorrow. Office will be permanently set up, hardwired. Got to drill some holes, run some cables. Once I get the desk here, figure out where the drilling happens. And the so with that, we will be fixing that. But hey, if you're new here, sorry I was reading and talking. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. We do our best to help you get the most out of your TV, break free from the high cost of cable TV, and still watch the content you want. Ariel says, Luke, have you used those sites that can allow you to enter channels and see what services offer them? I have. And I haven't found one I completely like, to be honest with you. I would actually recommend against that, because I often find when I enter something, it doesn't always give me every service that it includes. So my recommendation would always be to do your own research. If you want to use a site, heck, corecarsnews.com, I just put a link there to our guide where we break that all down. But do your own research on top of it would always be my recommendation. I prefer, instead of trying to tell you what is right for you, to give you the information and then let you make the decision on what you want to do with it. And always be careful of any of two things. A, there's no one service that's right for everybody. So often you have your friends that tell you, hey, if you get this service, you're going to love it because it's my favorite service. Well, what's good for them may not be good for you. the flip side to any website that's telling you like, hey, we'll pick for you, we'll show you what you need to get. Take that with a grain of salt. Is it up to date? Very fast changing world. I think that's when I use these websites. Sometimes that's the error I have. There's been changes. Just today, Viacom came to Fubo TV, Comet came to Sling, and so on. And some of them, I'm not sure they use all the information. Like, do they include Spectrum's streaming service? Are you living in an area where Spectrum is included? They have Comcast. Some do, some don't. So I would always say, stay clear from two things. Anybody who says, oh yeah, this is the best service for everybody, because there's no one service best for everybody. And I would always encourage you to do your own research first. All right, Luke, do you think Sling TV will ever add locals? No, because locals cost as much as $10 to $15 a month, and Sling TV would rather be the cheap service. When everybody else is running out there getting locals, you can get locals through DirecTV Now, Hulu, PlayStation Vue, Fubo, all kinds of other places. Sling TV has said, hey, we'll be the streaming service for people with antennas. So you can come here, we'll give you you can use an antenna. They'll come to your home, install an antenna starting for $99, and then you can pair your antenna. You can even integrate with an Air TV alongside your Sling TV channels, and that means you get your locals for free, and you get the other channels for a lot cheaper. So keep that in mind. All right. Will W in Chicago come to PlayStation Vue? W in Chicago is on anything right now, but they are up for sale. Once that sale completes, I would expect then they'll start showing up on services, but not before that sale completes. YouTube TV Plus Bio is the ultimate package. Yeah, for you, for this, just what I'm saying, that may be great for you, but for other people, it may not be. Just keep that in mind. Any DVR type device for at home use that can record streaming channels. I don't know if any DVRs are compatible with the Google's at home service. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Not that I know. Luke, is there a 24-hour news channel available OTA? Yes, there are several. Depends on where you live, if it's available where you live. You can always go to a website like AntennaWeb, enter in your zip code to see what channels are available where you live. Yep, all right. How come I can get the local NBC channel in Austin without an OTA antenna? Probably because you live so close to the transmitting tower. If you're theoretically close enough, any piece of metal will pick up the transmission. Problem is you're typically not close enough to do that, and adding an antenna will get you other things to NBC. Filmstruck is being repackaged as the Centurion collection. Not necessarily. So Filmstruck was a combination between the Centurion, I don't know how you say that, and the Turner Classic Movies. Well, Turner Classic Movies is going to do their own thing. Centurion now is going to do their own thing. So it will be a lot of the same content, but it won't be all the same content. Fubo TV is adding Viacom channels. They've announced it. It's not there yet. CoreCarsNews.com, we posted full details of the Fubo Viacom deal earlier this morning. Anyway, see, I also remember when WG in Chicago was the superstation. I used to watch a lot of Chicago Bulls games on there. Did you watch the Galaxy S10 event? No, I was doing other things, but I did read up on it, and it looks like a very nice, powerful phone. Though I think I'm going to stick with my Pixel 3. Very, very happy with my Pixel. All right, everybody, about 15 more minutes. Ask your questions. Get your questions in. I will do my best to answer them. Fingers crossed, we'll get as many of them in as we can. Why do you think AT&T is having a hard time with DirecTV Now? I have minimum issues. Others have terrible time. I think AT&T needs to put more effort into it. Hopefully, they will be able to get more features. Air TV versus Tableau DVR, which do you prefer? I think both are great. If you're a heavy Sling TV user, Air TV is an excellent option there. If you're not a big Sling TV user, Tableau DVR is also a great option. So don't think you really go wrong either way, to be honest with you. Ariel, however you say it, I apologize. I'm butchering names today. I could just tell it. I'm so bad with names, and I apologize. I'm glad we helped you. Hopefully it helps you a lot more. Yeah, WGN America sadly did do away with sports and news, which is kind of sad because now if you're a Chicago Bulls fan, you have to, and you live outside the market, you have to go get the NBA League Pass. All right, what is the Red Castle diploma behind me? It's not a diploma. It's a thank you from U.S. Army engineers. So it was basically a certificate of appreciation of a thank you I got a long time ago. My box versus the Fire TV Stick 4K. Just want to know your opinions. The Fire TV Stick 4K is a far superior device. Just top to bottom, remote's better, features are better. Between those two, get that. Newsnet, there's one. Yep. So Newsnet is a good 24-hour news channel available over there. It's also on Roku and other devices. CBS has them. If you're on Roku, Fire TVs, etc., you'll find a ton of devices out there with that. Duff video says, what do you think of the AAF, the Alliance of American Football? Bad name, really good football. So I saw they just got a bunch of money, which is good news. And yeah, I'm really excited about the future of American football. I've been enjoying it. I'll be watching it this weekend. So yeah, highly recommend it. My question to you is, everybody here, AAF or XFL? Are you holding on for the XFL or are you really enjoying the AAF football? Let me know. Yeah, TBS, I definitely remember watching a lot of Braves and Hawks games on there. I often remember having to watch the Chicago Bulls when they played down there. Why is that we pay $106 for a DirecTV when they have 3 DVR boxes and some people pay $200 and we have 300 channels? East Coast, you are on a promotional deal. That promotional deal will end someday and it will go up. You can catch most AAF games. Unfortunately, the ones that air on NFL Network, you cannot. So Sling TV does have both, and PlayStation View. Is Tableau a DVR only, or can you use it for OTA channels? Tableau is a DVR for your antenna. So you plug your antenna into it, connect your Tableau to your internet, and there you go. And you'll be able to access it across multiple different devices and services. All right, if I didn't answer your question, re-ask it, and I'll do my best to answer them. Yeah, so AAF games are on CBS Sports, TNT, and NFL Network, and I believe later in the season they'll be on the Bleachers, BR Live, whatever streaming service. So it'll be interesting to see you there. Where can I find free live TV guide for the month of all channels? There are multiple. TV Guide has one. Titan TV has another. Multiple different places offer that. If I ever reviewed the WWE app a long time ago, I did do a look at the WWE app. I'll have to do a look at it again because they are changing the back end. They're walking away from Disney as a partner to supply the back end, and they're going to be doing their own soon. Am I going to do any movie or DVD reviews? What kind of movie or DVD reviews would you like me to do? Let me know. I have toyed around in the past of doing reviews of like Netflix originals and Amazon and Hulu originals and stuff. Those take a lot of time, actually, and I just haven't done a lot of them yet. Oh, would you like to see those? Leave me a comment. Let me know. We do need more competition for internet, Freddie. Good news is 5G, fixed wireless, fiber is slowly bringing more competition. Is this going to happen overnight? No. Are we moving in that direction? Yes, we are moving in the direction where more competition is becoming a reality. I'd like to know the answer to Nicola's question. What's your preference, HD Home Run or Tableau, and why? I think for most people, when we survey our readers, the Roku is the most popular device. HD Home Run does not support Roku natively. So if you told me I had to pick, just because I know most cord cutters use a Roku, I would say get the Tableau DVR. HD Home Run is very powerful. It is more difficult to set up. My other complaint about the HD Home Run is the fact that it does not include Wi-Fi built in. I know, and when I did my first review of the HD Home Run, I gave it 2 stars for 2 reasons. No Roku support, and no built-in Wi-Fi. You have to connect it to Ethernet. And I thought earlier that it was a little confusing in the box. It made it sound like it could be connected to Wi-Fi. I know with the newer boxes, they made that a lot more clear. But now, the reason I say that is because where my router is not necessarily the best place for the antenna. One of the things I like about the Tableau and the Air TV and the Clearstream TV is the fact that I can connect my antenna to it and then have it connected to my Wi-Fi network. So when I lived in my old home, our TV was in our basement, but my antenna was actually hidden in an upstairs bedroom connected to the Tableau DVR and streamed down. Now, the good thing about that is it gives you more freedom, where with a HD Home Run, I have to be somewhere where I can run Ethernet to my router. So for some of you, that may not be a problem, but I think that's something you need to know about. With that said, both the HD Home Run and the Tableau are very powerful, great DVRs. They both will do similar things. And if you have the setup where an HD Home Run is good for you, go for it. I still think the lack of built-in Wi-Fi is a major mistake on their part. When all their competitors seem to be able to do Wi-Fi, I think HD Home Run needs to add that feature to their device. And they need to roll out Roku app. There's no excuse now. Their one complaint, the codec wasn't supported. Well, in newer Rokus, it is supported. So if HD Home Run really wants to grow in the world of cord cutting, they need to add a Roku support. If they do that, I think they'll see a dramatic jump in the number of adopters of their product. Luke, is there any updates on MLB TV in regards to in-market streaming? Nope, nothing new, unfortunately. What's a good budget router for home? I've been a big fan of the Netgear line. They have a low-end Nighthawk version I would recommend. Get the most router you can afford, though, is be one of my tips. Routers are one of the areas I don't skip on because there is a difference between a high-end router and a low-end router. Now, that doesn't mean you need to buy one of those $400 routers out there, but I wouldn't necessarily buy a $50 router and expect it to have great range. And make sure it's the AC standard. Don't get one of the in routers, get an AC standard router. It'll be like 802.11-AC. Just look at the end if it says AC on it. Is there a $9.99 streaming service? There are many, on-demand services that are right around the $10 market. All right. If I haven't answered your questions, we got about 5 minutes. Come and post your questions. I'll do my best to offer it. Which services offer a student discount? I think Philo, depending on your university, may have a student version. Philo has partnered with select universities to do that. Hulu Spotify deal. I'm not sure if that Hulu Spotify deal, which is basically like get Spotify and get Hulu for free, I'm not sure if that's still there. Here's a question, everybody. What ones out there offer a deal? Amazon, of course, has the student Prime membership. What other streaming services have a student one? Let me know. Have I looked at the new T-Mobile webpage? Yes, over at corecarsnews.com. I have a whole story about it. Yep, over at corecarsnews.com, full story. We will be posting deals as we find them. Over at corecarsnews.com, we're always posting deals, trying to help you learn about all the deals out there. But hey, real quick, as the last couple questions come in, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. We're on our way to 55,000. That's my goal here. We got about a week to hit that. I don't think we're going to hit it, but we need about 1,500 more subscribers. Hopefully by the end of the year, we'll have 100,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. That's the goal. What do I think about Pluto TV? Pluto TV is awesome. 100% free. Tons and tons of content. Highly recommend it. Are HBO and Dish ever going to make up? Probably not. HBO, according to reports, AT&T wants Dish to guarantee subscribers even if they're not there, and they want Dish to charge more than AT&T is charging. So Dish is kind of saying, well, just go get HBO now. If AT&T wants us to do this, we don't think that's fair. They want a price hike according to AT&T also. So keep it going. Thanks, Jess. Jess says the Spotify and Hulu deal is still on their website, so I would recommend you check that out if you can get it. It's a really great deal to get both Spotify and Hulu. Oh, and Showtime now. That's right. Showtime is part of that. So Showtime, Hulu, and Spotify all for one low price. Check it out. Stay at home, Dad. I'm sorry, I haven't actually heard of that service, but I'll take a look at it later. Are you going to watch the last season of Game of Thrones? I haven't watched any Game of Thrones. I'm way behind. I am very disappointed to hear, though, that the Silicon Valley is probably not coming out until next year now. So hopefully those rumors aren't true. Maybe they get it out before the end of the year, but it doesn't sound like it. I also heard rumors that this will be the final season of Silicon Valley. I don't know. There's rumors, though, he may be making more King of the Hill. That would be pretty cool. King of the Hill coming back. Any upcoming deals on HBO now? Not that we heard of, but we find it. We'll do our best to answer it. Jody, hey, if I didn't answer your question, repost it. Just saying, hey, can you scroll up and find my question? Just repost it, because honestly, I can't scroll up right now. There's 200 some people here, and there's a lot of questions flying by. So repost your question. I'll do my best to answer it. Is Pluto TV getting Viacom channels? Probably not getting live Viacom channels, but probably will get access to more Viacom content. So, Luke, you watch shows like Veep on HBO? I haven't watched Veep on HBO, but I do watch some. The only time I really subscribe to HBO is when Silicon Valley's out. To be honest with you, that's just the only time of the year I do it right now. All right, keep those questions coming. We'll try to get this done. All right. All right, so real quick, a special thanks to Files for sponsoring this episode. Today's show has been sponsored by Files. Right now, you can get high-speed internet and a year of Netflix from Files. Terms and conditions apply. Click on the link I'm dropping in the comments right now if you'd like to check this out. But Files is giving away a free year of Netflix on select plans. Again, though, terms and conditions apply. And I have the full details being put into the chat right now if you want to check that out. Luke, when did you get your passion for cord cutting? Is it just about saving money? Yeah, so when I cut the cord, my daughter was just born. She's now 6. Wow, that's crazy. But we had student loans, we had bills, and all kinds of stuff out there. So cut the cord because money. Needed to pay off some debt. Thankfully, we've been able to pay off most of what we wanted to pay off. And it helped us save a lot of money with it. So, yeah, that was a big part of it. Cord Cars News started as a hobby, and it kind of took off. And now it's been my full-time job for many years now. All right, everybody, I think we're going to wrap this up. It's been an hour. Thank you. And again, special thank you to Files for sponsoring this episode. We really appreciate them doing that. I'll drop a link down in the show notes to it. I dropped it in the comments there if you want to do it. Well, first though, is Verizon 5G coming to more markets? Yes, it is. We don't know when. They have hinted, though, that they'll probably be later this year. They'll be rolling out in more markets. So, I hope everybody has a great week. Again, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I am going to quickly play an ad because it pays the bills. If you could stay for the 30 seconds and watch the ad, if you see it, would really appreciate that. It helps me out a lot. For everybody else who is not here, again, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget, we have down here in the corner details about our iOS and Android app. It's also available on the Fire TV. Link in the show notes down below if you'd like to install that on your if you would like to install that on your device, Fire TV, iOS, and Android devices. So keep that in mind. We would appreciate your support. I hope everybody has a fantastic week. So excited. Next week, hopefully, I'll have the stand here, so I'll be able to have the iPad up here so I can read the chat as I talk to you without having to look down and make this so much easier. Jody, let me see if I can find your comment question. Jody, as always, hey, for everybody, real quick, if I don't answer your question, don't just repost in the comment like, hey, would you scroll up and answer my question? Repost your question in the comments because it is when we have 200, sometimes close to 300 people in here at once, all asking questions, it's very hard. So it's not that I'm not trying to answer your question, Jody. It's just the fact that if I'm answering one question, you ask a question as I'm answering one, sometimes it scrolls by before I even see it. So repost your question like I often ask people to do, rather than just saying, hey, you didn't answer my question. Because I don't know what your question is. I didn't see it. There's hundreds of questions or comments happening in these Q&As. But I did scroll back quite a ways to find your comment there. I'm looking to get a 55, 60-inch TV. I really want Roku. I do not know I don't want to spend a lot of money. What do you suggest? The Roku line of TVs are really great for the budget. In the $55 range, you can get a TV around $500 or less. So I would say, Roku TV is a very good one for you there. But Jody, as I said earlier, next time if I don't answer your question, just repost it, because I saw your post but not answering it. If you had just put your question there, I would have been able to answer it right then and there without having to try and go back and find it. So I hope that helps. And again, thank you to everybody. I really appreciate your support. I cannot believe how large our YouTube channel is becoming. So thank you. I really appreciate it. As always, have a great week. We will see you next week. And hopefully I'm helping you save some money and get the most out of your cord cutting experience. We really appreciate it. All right, everybody, take care. See you next week. And again, make sure to check out that deal from Files. That's a pretty good deal for a free year of Netflix.